stall toilet all the time. I'm your host, John Bank. Tonight's top story, I'm on my second bottle of wine. Why? Because this is the second time I've had to shoot toilet talk tonight. I'm sorry if the volume's a little low. Apparently I had some malfunctions with my microphone. Moving right on, tonight we have a very special two-guest interview. So we had Randall Orr and Steve Robin scheduled to do a joint interview on the show tonight, and it turns out it's going to be a threesome. Find out in just a second here what I mean by that. All right, without further ado, let's go. Randall, Steve, and Anthony.
Hello, Toilet Talk in North Dakota. This is Big Blue Balls, also known as Anthony, and your league leader, Steve Robin, Gronk if you're horny. Live from Providence, Rhode Island. We are joining you, and it's big pleasure to be on the show. Very big pleasure.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us.
Hey, good evening, John. Randall Orr here, the head coach of the Hartford Whalers, probably the best team in the league. Glad to be here.
Randall, welcome to the show. Okay guys, your rivalry dates back quite a long way. Randall, Steve, care to fill us in on where it all began?
That's a good question, John. Steve and I's competitiveness, we've pretty much been competing at everything since college.
Screw Randy.
Wow, tell us how you really feel, Steve. Randall, you probably know Steve better than anybody else in the league. Tell us who he is.
You know, Steve's not that tricky. Extremely good looking, smart, kind of arrogant, lacking, not very humble, if you will.
Steve, it can be tough sitting up in first place when everybody's gunning for you. What's your locker room like these days?
Great question. Great. Everyone's in a hot tub. There's a gorilla mask involved, and Mike Keeling's passed out on a chair.
Okay, that question was actually for Steve.
But yeah, I think there's a hot tub involved, maybe a shower scene or two, and Tits McGee.
Showers and Tits McGee. Okay. Now, back in college, you two co-starred in an adult film, Two Huge Dicks, No Chicks.
Yeah. Care to elaborate?
I'm not sure if you're there or not.
How about probably freshman year at the freshman dorm Oppenheim, third floor, room 305. A few drinks would probably be involved, and then probably my buddy Chris would join after about 30 minutes, and we would probably high five.
You having fun over there?
Yeah.
So there was three by the end of the film. You guys were also really well known on campus for throwing the best sausage parties. You want to tell us what made your sausage parties so great?
Great question. I'm playing on you.
Did you tell him about the Dirty Sanchez? Jesus Christ, I can't tell you anything.
Large as eyebrows.
To $5 footlongs.
Some women. I usually didn't go after the women.
Particular one.
Nathan's hot dogs.
Well, that sounds like a party. Okay, Randall, Steve, signature sexual technique, go.
I'm probably not going to be too creative on this one. I'd probably just say, the squatty potty.
The squatty potty?
I'm going to go with the Jesus pancake.
Jenna Jameson's out of the picture. I'd have to go with either hoverboard or screw Randy.
Hoverboard or screw Randy, okay. Steve, you recently hired a new team doctor who has some pretty interesting techniques. Please enlighten us on that just a little bit, if you will.
One of those things where you
jet water, and there's like a Ski-Doo pump attached to you, and you...
Hey, Steve, that actually sounds like you might have been molested with a small engine or a machine or something. I don't know if I'd go back to that doctor. Randall, any health concerns on your side of the fence?
You know, my stool's been pretty hard lately, so.
Better than loose, that's what I always say. Okay, it's no mystery that you two are very fond of each other. If you were to take this relationship to the next level, what would that look like role-wise for each of you?
Who would be the top? Who would be the bottom? You know, Steve would probably end up top.
I would have to take the top, unless I was really, really drunk.
So everybody's in agreement that Steve is the top and Randall would be the bottom. Okay, moving right along. Anthony, you've recently been seen many times out with a new lady. Who is she?
Thirsty Beaver.
Yeah, her. What's the deal there?
A little bit of flirting with a slightly overweight girl from suburbia goes a long way.
Interesting.
I'm not answering these questions anymore.
Okay, Randall, Steve, you two just got back from playing a game in Europe where you were on a field that was not a home field to either one of you, so there was some confusion as to whose locker rooms was whose. We've all read about it. Steve walked in to Randall's locker room there. What happened?
I used to throw beer, yelling loudly, but just, you know, being a douche.
So we proceeded to draw a penis on his forehead in permanent marker.
I've had a tendency to pee randomly all about.
Steve, if you had to describe what you saw when Randall didn't have any clothes on, what would you say?
That's a tough question. I'd have to say it's rather long, oddly shaped, with a real rubbery grip to it. Strings in there, tight strings.
Okay.
Like non-stop ball whacking.
Just lots of ball whacking, huh?
Well, thanks for having me on tonight, John. You know, it's been a lot of fun being part of the Toilet Bowl this year.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you for being on the show.
Well, I'd like to thank the commish for having us on Toilet Talk this week. And fuck you, Randy.
Hey, that's what I say.
Fuck you, Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, fuck you, Nate. Okay, guys, that's all we've got time for tonight. Stay tuned for next week's surprise involuntary interview with Mike Keeling. Good luck to everybody this coming week, except for you, Ryan Bank. Fuck you. And fuck you again, Nate. You get double fucked, fucker.